All right, everybody. Welcome to True Colors. I want to say salute to everyone watching by True Colors. You see y'all Congo Facebook page. Salute to everyone watching by Truth Colors YouTube channel. Salute to everyone watching by Goshen Black YouTube channel. And salute to everyone watching by Periscope. We are Bantu TV. We have special guests as always, Uncle Kenny with us, and this is the Goshen Reboot. Uncle Kenny got a couple of words he want to say, apologies and everything like that, as we are, you know, going back into what we have always been about, doing, not calling people pretty much out their names inside of Goshen or anything like that. Whole bunch of chaos, a lot of drama. We ain't about that. A whole bunch of chaos and drama. We are not about that at all. So I don't know if y'all heard that part. All right, so we want to welcome everyone to Truth Colors right now. This is Goshen Reboot, and we have Uncle Kenny with us. It's gonna be some different testimony today that I'm gonna share, which is very powerful. But we're gonna kick this bad boy off with Uncle Kenny giving apologies to everyone who needs an apology, because we have talked and we see some things going on and whatnot, but we have a lot of people saying things, but we're making sure that as we have joined the two sticks together, that we're seeing that something happened inside of Goshen, and that needs to be amend. Father is going to amend things in us here, and then it's going to spread everywhere else. We're going to continue to keep doing what we've been doing, which is research, but then after we have researched and found what we need to find, why keep researching the same things? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense to me. That becomes like crazy. Once we know that the person is who he say he is or whatever or not, we now move on with that and move to the next part of it. If not, we become just like those who keep hashing over the Esau ordeal. Who's Esau? If we're now saying like, where's home at? And we know home now is the Congo. Why do we keep going on saying where home is? We know what it is. The next step is now, what do we do next? See, I'm not into like, all right, we're going to keep, I know we keep doing the same things over and over again, but it's like, all right, people's looking like, we need to keep researching about this. Why? We know where home is. I'm saying the Messiah repeated the same things over and over again. Seed time, sowing. I have a job to do. And my job is to get us home. Once I know where home is, the next thing is to what? Acquire land. Do what needs to be done so the next part of the plan can be carried out. Period. Okay. So yeah, that's what it is. So without further ado, thank you, Uncle Kenny, for coming on. It's always a pleasure to have you here. This is what we're doing together here. Anything to say, Uncle Kenny? Artists, No, I didn't. All right, so yeah, you're there. You should be there. Yeah, your video's in. All right, oh, that's right.
On this high tech stuff.
Go ahead.
Oh, no.
That's cool. It's just the mic. all, all the way up. Thing is all the way up. Testing 1, 2, 3. It will not let me adjust your microphone. Testing. Still can't. Now let's try it.
Well,
Take your microphone. Let's see. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
I hear it.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, yeah. Testing. It's still there, but yeah. All right. We had a little technical difficulty. We're trying to get this thing good together. All right. Can y'all hear out there? Is there an echo? Probably not. All right. Let's see. All right. I'm gonna use- Is it on my?
So it's still live, correct?
Yeah, we live. Yeah. Things on.
Um, CME to all those who are watching. Um, I come on assignment and with a heavy and contrite heart. Not sure exactly what to say or how to say it, so I'm asking the Father to give me the words. My background, some personal information, which may lend to towards some understanding. I grew up without a father, really without a father figure. My grandfather was around. He was a minister, second and first and third, and second and fourth Sunday, and he really wasn't around for us like that. Even though we lived in the same house, same dwelling, he was upstairs and we were downstairs. Still really wasn't around. Um, my my uncle, I spoke to him or dealt with him probably about 4 or 5 times as a from childhood to adulthood. My mother raised us, no father around, and most of my life, even when my grandfather was alive, he dealt with my brother more than me, and so even unto death, my mother favored my brother. Um, so I really don't know how to function in a family type environment. Have always been the black sheep, the odd person out, um, from in every situation I've been in. So I'm not accustomed. I don't know how to operate properly in a loving, functional family. My family and my history is one of dysfunction, um, not not abusive, but just simply dysfunctional. Um, and so, in coming into Goshen, which was a little over a year ago, or yeah, just a little over a year ago, um, I came in um, as a Hebrew Israelite looking for the ancient path. Um, and so I came in, but I came in still with a Christian mindset, still looking and thinking as a Christian. It just, I knew that I needed to keep the Sabbath and the feast days. And I had a quandary about exactly when or how to keep it. I knew that something wasn't right. So when I came into Goshen, um, I realized what was missing. However, I still was thinking, acting, and behaving as a Christian. Um, I was a gatekeeper for the Christian community. I was never ordained, but I was given the title of minister. And so, in coming into Goshen, um, not really desiring any kind of position, title, office, or anything like that. Just simply like, oh, okay, cool. I see what Yash is talking about. Sounds pretty good. It agrees with my spirit, and I feel like the Father is leading me in this direction. Um, and so I have made statements um, um, sometime around the June timeframe of this year, referring to some females in Goshen as uh, hoes or harlots or something to that effect. I misspoke. I was wrong. I apologize if I said that and you were offended by it. Again, I was looking at it from a Christian standpoint. Now I understand that fornication is not wrong. When I made that statement, I was making it leaning to my own understanding. And I understand now that fornication is not wrong. In fact, even polygamy is not wrong. Um, and so I made those statements in error, and I humbly ask for anyone who was offended by those statements to please forgive me and and I'm soliciting prayers um, in regards to uh, uh, specifically um, um, any uh, um, and I have what is done in the dark will come into the light, and so as trying to be transparent and trying to do that which is right in the sight of the Father in the fear and admiration of Him. Um, Even though I did some things privately, I'm now coming publicly and to acknowledge to the world my errors. I have called, uh, spoken of Azaria, Deja, and Quad as AZ3. I've had conversations, private conversations, but conversations nevertheless, giving my opinion, my 2 cents, regarding me calling them hoes or harlots or not understanding the situation. I spoke. The Bible says to be slow to speak, and I was quick to speak, leaning to my own understanding. And so, therefore, I was wrong. I apologize. As for Azaria, Deja, and Quad, if you are watching this or watch this, to please forgive me for calling you out of your name. You were not doing anything wrong. I was simply looking at it from a Christian standpoint, and you were well within your rights, or you weren't doing anything wrong. Um, again, I come from a Christian background. I thought as a Christian, I spoke as a Christian, and now I'm putting away those Christian things. Um, I'm trying to um, prayerfully and with the Father's help to embrace not only the culture and but of our people, but to embrace the mercy. Um, in my life, I have not been shown a lot of mercy, a lot of forgiveness, and so it's been a hard and long walk. And so I apologize again, sincerely apologize for any confusion my presence has caused Goshen. Goshen was a strong, cohesive unit, everybody on one accord, everyone showing love, and everyone was getting along. And so I hate to think that my presence has caused such a rift. And so in this reboot or rebooting, reloading the old system and going back, um, I pray that everybody can be just like those sticks, come together and be a cod or at one once again, like it was prior to uh, my entrance. Um, I um, um, I'm now currently in Arizona, and one thing that some may not be aware of, but feel like the Father wants me to say, um, in all my time in flying, using airplanes, I've never had a rough flight, never had like ear popping or anything like that. But this time when I arrived December 3rd, probably by the time I got into the airspace of Arizona, I felt a strong, like the Father's finger was literally in my ear, my right ear, causing great pain. And like, what in the world? What is this? It hurts. And we were starting to descend into Arizona, into Sky Harbor. And I was like, what in the world is this? This never happened. I said, okay, Father, you must be trying to get my attention. It must be something here for me to do, or you're trying to show me and trying to brace me or prepare me. Okay, look. And he's always spoken from the time he's been speaking, and I thought it was God or the Most High, or whatever. Even in me coming out of Babylon, he's always spoken in my right ear. Um, and so within the first couple of days of arriving here, the Father showed me something regarding Deja, that despite what people may have believed, and I, again, not innocent, um, believed, because I judged the book by the cover. I had never spent any time with Deja, um, and so he said that, okay, have Deja do your hair, and I was like, huh, what are you talking about? He was like, have Deja do your hair. And so I waited around and did it. Even though I was a little apprehensive, I still submitted to what the Father wanted. And I knew that the last time I had anyone do my hair, I had to pull it out. And he said, I did not tell you for them to do your hair. So that meant that was an act of not only submission to the Father, but to submission to Deja. Even though I don't see, I see with my natural, and I only give insight if he allows me to see behind the veil on something. But he was showing me something regarding Deja. That for me to lock my hair, which means I no longer, before I had it braided, I could take it out. And I went a year or so without even doing it. I was rocking the naughty fro. So when he said for her to do it, I was like, okay, I don't understand what's going on, but I trust the Father that he's a good father. He's not going to do, he's not going to, he even causes our captivity to work out for our good. So I know, okay, Father, I don't know what's going on, but I submit. So she did my hair. And in the length of time did my hair, or prior, actually, step back, prior to that, having conversations with Yasha, I realized that indeed Deja is um, a virtuous woman. She is a virtuous woman um, in the Father's eyes. And so I now began to see her as the Father sees her. I didn't do that. I was looking through my natural lenses, and I judged the situation wrong, unfairly. So in she did my hair, and in doing my hair, I saw a sincere, honest, um, quiet, reserved person. Um, and I was amazed. So the first thing she did was she went to go into the back to start from the back moving forward. I knew to tuck my head. She was like, "Oh, okay, I didn't have to tell you." I'm like, "Yeah, I knew that." I have not had not one moment's problem with my hair. The Father approved it. He approved her to do my hair. So that was a sign of me submitting, and to me to, and now to do this Goshen reboot, to admit to her as well as to Goshen, and as a permanent record, that I spoke idly and idle words. So now I repent of those idle words said to her and to regarding her mother as well as Quad. I was judging things as a Christian from a Christian standpoint. At the time, I didn't even I I was not aware at the time which I made those statements that regarding polygamy. I knew polygamy. I mean, I don't even think at the time especially when I came in, I wasn't even aware of polygamy at all. And now that I am aware of polygamy, I have no issues with polygamy. It's just for me personally, uh, I'm good with the one. But so again, I apologize. I ask for your forgiveness, and I ask for your prayers. Um, and I apologize to Kiera if anything I said or did um, to cause you to distrust me or feel unsafe or unsecure. I apologize to Moshe if I offended your fiance. That was not my intent. It was never my intent to uh, be a author of confusion or weapon um, of distrust, whatever. Um, I'm just simply a man trying to get home. That's that's how I came into this. I came into Goshen looking for answers, and I found the answers I was looking for. I was just trying to get home. And no matter the things that he says that I am, or the Father says I am, whatever, that wasn't what I was looking for. So I'm still moving forward. I am a person who is trying to get home. And I have no qualms with owning up and taking full ownership of things that I have done wrong. I take full responsibility and accountability, not only to him, Father, the Congo, but to you. And I'm just simply a man trying to get home. Whatever that looks like, I have to be held accountable. Much is given, much is required. Accountable for my actions and my deeds, for all the deeds done in this body. That includes the time as a Christian and my time in Goshen, and even moving forward. So I ask for your prayers. The prayers of the righteous avail much. Pray for me, because all this is mind blowing. Since being here, I was supposed to only be here for 7 days. That was Now it is December 27th or 28th, and I'm still here. I was only supposed to be here for 7 days. It's now been almost, now it's into the third week. Going on the fourth week. It may be another 8-9 days before I actually leave Arizona. In which time the Father has dropped so many bombshell revelations on me, I have not even had a chance to process any of it at all. But I must accept everything that has transpired since I've been here. And so, as much as Goshen is rebooting, I am also rebooting. Meaning, there was something in me that was not right. It has to die. It has to die. Rebooting or reloading, uploading new software to reboot, to start over, start afresh. So the old me is dead. And I now die daily. To the old me. So new hairstyle, new look, new attitude, new heart. Heart being the mind and the thoughts. So I'm asking the Father for his mind and his thoughts, his Son's mind and his thoughts, because he fears the Father. And he does no more than what the Father would have him say or do. And up to that point, I thought that's what I was doing, but I was wrong. And I needed, during the course of this visit, I needed mercy. Because no matter how good I think I may have been, leaning to my own understanding as a Christian or whatever, my goodness was as dirty rags in the sight of the Father, much like the nations. So I know nothing at all. I'm now relearning, literally starting life literally over, in a matter of speaking. And so now everything I thought I knew is not true. So now I'm 52 in the body, but actually a baby. I'm a baby, maybe a couple of weeks old. I'm a newborn, born again. That'll be understood later, at a later date, when call part 5 is done. But I'm a newborn baby. I don't know nothing. I'm looking to music to and the Father to give me some understanding, to give me some clarity, to teach me so that I may know, that I may gain understanding. Because I'm a baby. So again, um, I'm I believe he's on an errand. And when he returns, he'll probably go back and but this is was yes, the Father has ordained this, that it would be me doing this and doing this by myself. Since I did this, I had to go correct this. And I did it by myself, therefore I am correcting this by myself. So again, um, I apologize and I'm sincerely sorry for having called people hoes and things, misunderstandings that I've created with my own words, talking behind people's backs, um, in private conversations, any confusion, heartache, and stress that I've caused the pillars of Goshen. Um, I am sincerely apologetic for and ask that you would forgive me. Forgiveness, I know, is not okay, I forgive you. Forgiveness is really fruit. It's like, okay, I hear what you're saying. I'm gonna put the seed in the ground. I'm gonna bury it, and it takes a while after the seed is buried for it to come up and to begin to bear fruit. So I expect, I expect nothing less than everyone waiting to see whether or not this is true repentance or is this simply lip service. So I accept that and understand that. But moving forward, I will be seen. I will be seen when I'm supposed to be seen, and I will not be heard. Period. Any thoughts, questions, whatever I may have, I'm going straight to the Father and no one else. Again, I apologize for all the confusion I've caused. I pray that if anyone has toyed with the idea of leaving Goshen or leaving Goshen, and it was because of me, I pray that you hear this video, you ask the Father, what should you do? And I pray that you return. So I extend the olive branch of peace or shalom and Kasabi restoration to Azaria, Deja, Quad, Tia, Kiara, and Isha. Ashara, Princess Ashara, um, Janie Williams, Yvonne Yah. I extend an olive branch of peace to all. If I have said or done anything to have offended you, if I one thing the Father wants me to say is that um, regarding mercy and the old me trying to die or pass away, and the new man coming forth, he will not put new wine in old wine skins. The old wine skin or the flesh will bust. So 2 weeks ago, I received mercy and I needed it. And the only place I received mercy from was music. He is mercy over judgment. So in following him and receiving an impartation from him, I now am receiving mercy. No one's ever looked out for me. I've always been by myself, always been isolated. The Father had me isolated really not doing a whole lot of things. And so that was my normal way of living. And it was permissible by the Father for that time and season. But again, in this reboot, my own personal reboot, that is no longer acceptable. No longer acceptable. I can't do the things I used to do because now I'm owned by Yah, truly owned by Him. And that's not just a banner. That's not just a colloquial saying or whatever, but that is literally true statement. I am owned by Him. And therefore, I'm being transformed into something I was never. And I was never. So I'm now walking in mercy, and as much is given, much is required. So the same mercy that I now have received, excuse me, now the same mercy that I have received, I now can now turn around and give that same mercy out. I didn't have it before. I did not have the mercy to give. I now have the mercy to give. I now can be slow to anger, slow to speak. I now can judge more so than I did in times past a situation with more fair and balanced scales, because He hates unbalanced weights and scales. All these positions, all these titles, all this stuff, I'm blown away. I'm blown away. I'm like, I'm about at the point where Congo said, is there any way that this could pass from my lips? Let this pass, but not my will, but yours. So I'm here. I even in my 20s or 30s, whatever, even as early as late as 2012, I felt like the Father wanted me to do something. And I was saying, God, of course, wanted me to do something, but I didn't know what it was. I thought it was something doing with the church. And I'm like, okay, Father, I got some issues. Hey, you know me, you created me. However, I just was trying to help you out. I got some issues. I got some personal issues. I really don't. I'm really a loner, so I don't really cope well with a group of people. Whatever. I've been burnt in almost every relationship I've ever been a part of. So I'm a little leery of people. So I'm like, my guard is always up. I'm always watching to see any slight little thing, whatever. I'm gonna break the sword out and start cutting to spare myself or to save myself. That was the protocol, and He had allowed that to happen. But again, in this reboot, the old way of me responding to things, situations, whether I created them or not, has to change. So I got to now grow into what He has called me to do according to music. I need some prayer. I need a lot of it. Constant. I can't say no to the Father, but at the same time, I can't say no. I know I need help. I know I need help. I know I need prayer. I need forgiveness. I just don't want to. I want to get home. I don't want to be a stumbling block or cause anyone else to error or to sin or to walk away from walk out of Goshen and go back into the world. Because this is the only light that exists in the whole world. I've seen aspects of music that I did not see the first time I was here doing Passover. So I know the things that he has said is true. I've seen them with my own eyes and or have experienced them myself personally. I must become like him. I must literally become just like he is. And I solicit your prayers, one and all. So let's see if there's anything else the Father has me to say. One more thing. In regards to family, again, my past, which is being buried, just to help try to maybe gain some understanding or perspective, perhaps. So there was not, the word love was not really battered around my house growing up. My mother was consistent. She worked hard. She never got married. She sacrificed for me and my brother, even unto death. My grandfather was distant, and he favored his son over my mother. And my mother turned around and repeated the same generational curse and favored my brother over me. So I was the black sheep. I was the oddball. Every any relationship I've had, no matter what type it was, friendship, platonic, romantic, potential interest, whatever the case is, and even unto family, I just never fitted in. So love, expression of love and knowing what love is, and a sense of family, and sticking together and working things out when there's some issues or whatever. I'm not, my past, my physical past, again, which is being buried, I was not familiar with that. That was not my background. Wasn't my background. Some of you probably have loving families, even though you were in the diaspora or even in the land, but you mother, father, or grandma, whatever. My grandmother died when I was young. That took a great impact. My grandfather. So dysfunction, whatever. And then coming in here, I'm like, oh, cool, okay, cool, family, and then through me being me, or me at the time, me being me, and saying things in that I speaking on subjects and matters that I was not aware of, I offended the family. So I asked the family to forgive me. I asked for the family to find it in your heart to embrace me again, to trust me again. I know again that's gonna take some time. I'm in this world by myself, and apparently I have something to do. I have an assignment to do. I didn't ask for it. Really did not ask for it. Did not see it coming at all. But we have to do this thing together. We have to put aside our differences. You forgive me, whatever I've done, and we rally behind him, the king, to journey back to Zion, go back home. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. I'm just trying to do the will of the Father who sent me, or do my assignment and go home. Because I hate it here, honestly, earnestly, truly hate it here. to be 52 and think you know stuff and find out everything that you lived a lie, and then to to need to find out that you need mercy, to receive that mercy, and to be now in a whole nother world, a whole nother place and time. I'm like a baby that didn't come out the womb. Child's used to the womb, and all of a sudden it hears and sees is experiencing different things that, like, what in the world, what's going on? I'm overwhelmed. But the Father will get me through this. And with your prayers, I will get through this. I need prayers. I need the old man to die, and I must die daily to keep that old man from rising up. The old must pass away. I must be in new wineskins to receive all this wine, this fresh wine that is dropping inside. It's overwhelming, overwhelming. And it's going to get deeper as the days and weeks go by. So again, I humbly and sincerely apologize before heaven and before the earth. This is your the the humble servant known as Uncle Kenny, who has been rebooted himself. This is Goshen Reboot. I pray that something I said would have a positive impact on everyone that hears it. I pray that the peace and the unity and the love that existed prior to my arrival would return and never leave. I pray that the Father breaks my legs and then mends me back to health. I pray that He gives me the strength, wisdom, and understanding how to go about doing whatever my assignment is. And that I would no longer no longer be used as a weapon of mass confusion and discord amongst the brethren. Father, give me a love and hunger for your people and your word. Help me to demonstrate consistently a love and affection for your people, to demonstrate mercy and grace as you have extended mercy and grace to me. Help me to complete all of these assignments or whatever that you have called for me to do. Help me not to give up on the assignment. Help me to remain strong and firm in what you have told him. Give me strength and grace to walk this out and not to throw up my hands and to walk away, because I would rather leave, depart from Goshen, but keep the timeline. Be like a sea alive instead of jumping in and being recognized that I'm on the live. I'd rather be seen and not seen. I'd rather be seen and not seen before I harm anyone or mess anyone up in their salvation, in their understanding, or to be a stumbling block or a snare for anybody. That was never, ever my intention, ever. I'd rather disappear and go back to trying to go back and being who I was before, just with the knowledge of he's the king, the knowledge of the timeline and the feast days, and that at some point we got to go back home. I would do that before I cause confusion or mess up someone's salvation because we're not saved. We're still in the land of our captivity. I just want to make it home, honestly. And so I need your help in order to make that happen. I help you and you help me. We are in this together. So Goshen Reboot, we are Goshen. We are one. We are God, or are one. One mind, one heart, one heartbeat. The mind and heartbeat of music. I am Uncle Kenny. I am literally owned by him, owned by Yah. So as he is owned by Ishaya Congo, I am owned by him. And now I am his witness in the earth of what he says is to be true. And again, I have witnessed some things. And at some point in the near future, the Father will release me to tell what I have experienced and what I have seen. That what he says is exactly that. It is nothing but the gospel truth. Truth that probably has not been heard for over 400 years since our captivity. So that's all I really have to say at this present time. I'm sure he'll come back with some other words. And so the next voice that you hear will be music. So until then, this is your humble servant, Uncle Kenny, signing off from Goshen Reboot. Again, please accept my apologies. And may Yah protect us all as we journey to Zion, rally behind the King, and we try to make it home. Kasami, seeing me, family. Salute.